So when you say then that an album didn't do very well, is that at the moment in your life you're thinking, oh my God, this is the beginning of the end?
Well, in my career I've had ups and downs, and not so much, and I don't base my up and downs so much by record sales, also by how I feel emotionally. There's been times when I just wasn't inspired to write any music. I felt like my life wasn't that interesting, like I had nothing to write about. And then suddenly, 4 months later, I do have something to write about. That's why I still feel like I have so much music in me, and I know I'm going to keep on doing music because I know my life is going to change, and I'm going to go through so many ups and downs, good things,
well, you wrote 7 when you were on tour.
Yeah, I did.
The last time. So what was happening in your life then that made you suddenly want to get everything down on paper?
When you're on the road, you always feel very lonely. I've always said, I think artists don't get paid for singing. I think we get paid kind of for like the psychological thing that we get put through. It's tough when you're out there, and I don't want to complain, but it is tough. You feel alone at times. You feel so secluded. You feel like you have, I don't want to say like you have no life, but in a way you do. You don't have a normal life because you're going from place to place. So that can play with your emotions in a very weird way.
I was interested to read that you quite like being underestimated as well, because it's very easy when you have sold 35 million records that you've done to behave like an enormous big star and therefore a bit of a diva. But you don't do that. You like to play it a little bit underestimated. It was a long time before you told anybody your family history and things like that.
Yeah, I've always been underestimated as a kid. I don't want to say my parents put me down, but I don't think they ever expected me to be, in a way, I dropped out of school, out of college, and I don't think my parents ever imagined I was going to have a long career in the music world. They didn't think I was going to have any kind of success, because they know how tough it is, and they know that it's come and go, and it's not easy, and it's 1 in a million. So that for me was always great. That always pushed me to want to be better. And at the time too, by record companies, by people that just never believed in me. And I think it's always good when you have someone that doesn't believe in you, that thinks you're not going to make it. Because in my case, it's always pushed me. It's made me stronger. It's made me want to work even more. When everybody says, oh, everything's great, it's going to be huge, you know there's something wrong.
Yes.
Right?
So you could so easily have gone to sort of business college, couldn't you? I mean, you were.
Well, I did. I was going to business school.
And
I never went. I mean, I never picked up a book, but I did go to business school.
I didn't do anything.
I got through school. I don't even know how I got through school.
And you were writing secretively though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Couldn't be stopped.
No, at the time, it's a funny story because at the time I was 17, and my family always used to say, "Oh, we want you to go to college to China." I was like, "What the hell am I going to do in China?" I'm like, I was working, I was kind of songwriting, and I knew that if they took me to China, I was never going to be able to fall into music. So the only thing I wanted to just make sure that I got into a school in Miami, and just while I was going to school, be able to still do my singing and my songwriting.
I mean, you could so easily have ended up there and...
Yeah, I could have ended up singing Chinese.
Yeah.
The only thing we
I don't know how that would have translated on this program, but we won't go there.
Yes, no, let's not.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to sing for us today the latest single released from Seven.
No, not today.
Aren't you?
No, I'm kidding.
Anyway, Enrique, you're here to sing the latest single from your album.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope. Yes, please. Not in Love?
Not enough, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll give you time to get ready, and we'll have a quick break now, so we'll see you in a couple of minutes.